I'm Jatin Chaudhary. I'm the co-founder of eChai.Network. We host engaging startup networking meetups in 25 global cities in 15 countries. We do a lot of interesting online shows also. This is one of my favorite also, which we call it Startup Roller Coaster, where we invite our founder friends to come and talk about ups and downs about their entrepreneurial journey. Today's guest is Pradeep, who is the co-founder of Zouk. Pradeep, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you. Thanks, Nitin.
Pradeep, if you can tell us a little more about you, about Zouk.
Yeah, sure. So Zouk is a direct-to-consumer brand for bags, wallets, and accessories. We're a proudly Indian brand and also 100% PETA-approved vegan brand. We have about 30,000 plus happy customers who purchase from our own website as well as platforms like Amazon. And also, like a couple of our bags appeared on Netflix Little Things 3 series.
Wow.
Bit about myself: I did my undergrad from IIT Madras and then have worked across investment banking, consulting, and then startups, as well as a short stint in a VC. And also graduate from IIM Ahmedabad, and that's where I met my co-founder Disha Singh, also husband-wife, and yeah, we both are running Zouk now.
Awesome. And what's the founding story of Zouk?
I think a key moment was during one of the courses at Ahmedabad. Disha went to Kutch, and that's when she saw lot of local artisans selling local wares, but no one really bought those products. They loved it, but didn't buy it. So we said, hey, there's a lot of Indian culture that's there, which needs to be given a modern twist, and that's how the idea of Zouk came about. And from there, we've said we'll be building like very stylish and functional products. Right, it needs to be modern in its functionality, but all products should have an essence of India, right? And that's how we really started, Jatin, and then start off with bags and then wallets, accessories, and we've been adding to that.
Awesome. That was in which year?
This was about 3 years back,
Okay.
right? And in fact, we started offline. We were selling in exhibitions, to be honest, and then did about 50 plus exhibitions, got a lot of customer feedback, locked on our pricing, and so on and so forth. Also got cash flows going, so that was helpful, right? And then we shifted to completely an online mode, selling through our own.
And what are the interesting numbers that you would want to talk about?
Yeah, so first and foremost, I think, like I always say, it's all about customers. We crossed 30,000 plus customers right in between the COVID, in fact. So
Brilliant.
very happy about that. Yeah, yeah. Second is we soon realized that we had delivered to all states in India, which for us was like a key thing because as a Mumbai-based brand, typically when we were on exhibitions, we used to just be able to hit a few cities where a lot of these exhibitions used to happen. And our aim was to, hey, first we need to get to every kind of every pin code of India is still our aim. So we're getting there and we're getting there faster than ever. And third, and I think something which we have been very conscious about in building out is the fact that the biggest majority of our products sell via our own website, which helps us build out the brand, share with customers our story, what the products stand for, and that has been like a key thing for us right from start to build the
Correct.
brand out.
And the very premise of this particular interview is to talk about ups and downs, which has been the most happiest moment of your entrepreneurial journey.
Then the happiest moment actually was I was at an event in ISB, and I actually saw somebody carrying a Zouk bag. And I don't know, for some reason, it just gave me a lot of happiness when we saw that. And yeah, I somehow sneaked a picture and then shared it with Disha as well, saying, hey, this is what I saw. And even she was super happy. So yeah, that's definitely like the happiest moment for sure.
Brilliant. And which was the most challenging moment? How did you come out from it?
I think the answer would have been very different in Feb, but I think post that, definitely the pause of COVID. For us as a non-essential e-commerce category, we had to really wait it out for the first 2 months before we could restart. So I think that was definitely a challenging moment that came out of nowhere.
Yeah. And how did you navigate through it? Now that we are seeing that a lot of things are being picked up, but how did you navigate it? What is the situation now?
Yeah, no, I think situation is good now. We've already crossed our pre-COVID levels and growing really fast. I think we've now crossed a multiple of that with them. So growth has been good. I think the first good decision we took was to say, hey, we got to safeguard our employees. So that's why we took a pause because we're Mumbai based, which was
Mhm.
quite hit the hardest. We took a hard call on that. Second was we used the online channel to really interact and stay in touch with our customers, kept them engaged, told them that we're going to come back soon, etc. And all of that really helped in really coming back, restarting operations. And plus, it's just been like it's just a few months didn't happen. That's all, right? Otherwise, we're just back and like going full speed. And then post that now with the entire push for consumers buying online, etc. I think it's been a big push for us also. It's helped us as well.
Right.
So overall positive, though it was something that the world I think could have avoided happening.
And we talk a lot about learnings from failures, mistakes. So in your journey of Zook, what are those things that you feel that you could have done little differently?
Sure. I think the key thing was, like I said, we started off offline, and though it helped with cash flows and getting like real feedback from customers, because Disha and I used to be in these exhibitions and see how the customer evaluates the product, talks about pricing, and in these exhibitions they also tend to negotiate, right? Saying कि नहीं, इतना कर दो, उतना कर दो. So all of that is good, right? That's good to kind of figure out pricing. That helped, but I think after a point we did realize that this is not going to scale, because as founders we can't be in these exhibitions and we'd have to train some lot of people to kind of do that. And then I think we delayed that call of still not continuing with it for about a couple of months. So I think that shift we had to make, which we learned slightly later, so we lost 2 3 months. That's fine. When I think about it now, such tools like Shopify, etc., I think we could have just gone online faster. So I think that is the biggest one, I would say, that we learned from. Yeah, and that's okay. The way I look at
Right.
it now is when we scale up, we know our product will go really well offline. So I think from that perspective, that's good.
And what is the advice you would like to give your younger self then to the Pradeep and Disha who was just starting up?
I think I would just say I have to take care of my health. That's it. And nothing else from business perspective. I don't think we've changed anything. We've enjoyed our journey. It's just, yeah, as founders, we sometimes forget taking care of health. So that's the only thing I would say.
Yep. And you mentioned in the beginning that you are proudly made in India brand. And D2C is picking up. There is a lot of talk about building a D2C brand. So what are those unique insights you have that makes you successful, or you are really bullish on that?
So I think first and foremost is, I think one must build for customers, right? I think enough people say it, but we also learned it because see, our products is a mixture of style and functionality. You want a good looking bag, but it needs to fit well and you need to be comfortable carrying it and stuff, right? So getting consumer feedback is very, very critical. And in a lot of our cases, a lot of our categories itself are built based on customers saying, I have this bag for this use case, but I want something else. That's how our sling bag came out. That's how a backpack came out. So I think one is keeping like the focus on customer is really key. Second is quite honestly brand building. The fact that early on we said our product will look very different, will stand for something very different, is key, because today I, like both Disha and I, are very comfortable saying we can take this to a global level. And our vision is to really build a iconic brand from India, but to the world, right? That brand story has to happen from the start. It will take time to build, but it can't be one fine day you say, hey, I'm at X crores of revenue and now I'm going to build the brand out. So I think both of these are very, very key. And that's what has helped. Like we get international inquiries today as well, because the brand has a story in it. And that is resonating in the product as well. So that is very key to do. So these would be like the key things I would say for any entrepreneur starting up, I think.
We'll try to do a rapid fire. Which is your favorite book?
I'm not a big reader, to be honest, but right now I'm reading a book called The Archer. Really, really interesting book. So that's my favorite right now.
And entrepreneurship is a very humbling experience. So we have to take favors sometimes. Which is the most recent favor you had to ask from someone?
Yesterday, I asked someone to intro me to some strategic partners in PR. How do we get there? Please connect me to somebody there. Yeah.
Yep. And if you were to describe your entrepreneurial journey in one word, what would that word be?
Grit.
Okay. And which has been the most impactful decision for you in the journey of Zouk that really made a lot of difference in your journey?
I think the fact that we went direct to consumer online on our own website, I think that was really a defining moment for us. The kind of conversations we can have with our customers, the kind of peace of mind we get saying that we have control over revenue month on month, I think those are very, very critical. So I think that would be like a key decision.
Yep. And if you were not building Zouk, what else you would have been doing?
Oh my, this is the hardest one. I think maybe something in the SaaS space. I'm very, very bullish on SaaS as well. I think we know our technology in and out. We are good problem solvers. So we can solve any problem using technology for the world from India. So I think that's definitely.
Awesome. And the last one, if everything happens the way you and Disha imagine it would be, in that case, what would Zouk be?
Zouk would be like a global brand. We something as big as Zara or somebody as big as that. That's what we want to create.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Pradeep, and we wish you all the best.